Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, I should have done this puzzle on Australia Day. It was sent to us just in time, and I failed to schedule it for Australia Day, which was, I think, January the 26th. It represents, I hope you can see this. I hope I can see this. I think it represents a koala sitting down with its eye and its claws here and its little fubsy nose. This is by Star Origami, and it's called Drop Bear, which re-emphasizes that my spotting is right. Of course, you experts will know that a koala is not actually a bear, although it's often called a koala bear. It is a wombat that resembles a bear. Although, in fact, when I was growing up, it was said that a panda wasn't a bear, and then later it got reclassified as a bear. I don't think that's going to happen to the koala, but anyway, quite interesting, if you're interested in mammals as I am. Anyway, this is a koala. It is a drop bear. It is for Australia Day. I'm doing it late. I couldn't, it's not this. This isn't the reason, but my excuse for not doing it on Australia Day was that was in the middle of the Women's Ashes series, where every night I went to bed with hope that there'd be good news in the morning, and every morning there was not good news. Australia absolutely larruped England, and well done to them. Anyway, we will have a look at this puzzle in a moment. Don't forget that on Patreon we've got Are You My Mama, where Maverick tries to find their mama, and it's brilliant. It's a series of picture puzzles by the PBN Institute, number sums with lying clues in the grid. Do check it out. It's great fun. Loads of people getting it right, but all admitting that it's harder than the normal Japanese sums route. Anyway, that's good. We've also got loads of other content on Patreon. We've got loads of apps as well, including Line Sudoku and, of course, Fog of War, our latest app, which is very popular. We've got our merchandise and SVEN'S Sudoku Pad on links under the grid. I'm dressed up today, which is nice, but I'm going to do the rules now of Drop Bear. So normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. There is a knight's move restriction, so 2 cells that are a knight's move apart, like those two or those two, cannot contain the same digit. I have a little helper who sits in front of my screen, and about 5 minutes after I first forget that there is a knight's move rule, he sometimes tells me. And then we have region sum lines. So the region borders, like those, they split the blue lines into segments where the digits on each segment have the same sum. So those 2 cells will add up to the same as those 3 and the same as those 2, etc. This line could have a different sum, but those 2 cells will add up to the same as those 3. I don't think the grey markings in the grid add anything except cosmetic appearance to the bear. There's no rule about them mentioned, so I'm going to assume there is no rule attaching to them. But I urge you to give this puzzle a look and a go. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. So this old long line, there aren't any 1-cell segments. There are 2s. There are 2s a go-go. And there's a 3 and another 3 and a 4-cell segment. But there are a lot of 2s, and there are a lot of 2s in box 5. Okay, that is significant. So I'm going to colour these different colours. This is my plan. It may not work, but you have to come up with a plan. Let's not use blue, let's use yellow, because sometimes blue is too close to the purple, apparently. So, these are my 4 colours. And I'm wondering, maybe using the knight's move, Knighty McKnightface tells me don't forget me. So, this little segment, there's no knight's move thing, but this one can't be orange or purple. So what I'm thinking, oh no, first of all, let's do the law, not the law of the secret on the central box. So what can these add up to? They're all the same total, because this is all the same line. They could be 9s. 4 lots of 9 is 36. Now, you may know the secret that every row, column, and box adds up to the same total. It's always 45. Be careful with that secret. It's powerful. In this case, if those are all 9s, that's 36, and this is a 9 to make up the total to 45. If these were 10s instead, then this is a 5. 40 is 10 times 4 plus 5. If they're 11s, this is a 1. And they are 9s, 10s, or 11s. Ah, they're not 9s because there's a 4-cell segment. Right. This 4-cell segment must contain 1, 2, 3, and either 4 or 5. And it is adding up to either 10 or 11. So I can take out the 9 version, which would be actually, ironically, a 9 in that cell. These 2-cell segments always add up to 10 or 11. But they always stick together as pairs. So that 2-cell segment will either be green, purple, orange, or yellow. It won't be purple because that cell would make a 3rd purple digit in row 4. So what I'm doing with the colours is I'm coming up with pairs. Whether it's 10 or 11, there are 4 pairs that make up 10. That make up that number. For 10, they are 1, 9, 2, 8, 3, 7, and 4, 6. So what I'm doing is saying that, you know, maybe purple is 1, 9, orange is 2, 8, yellow is 3, 7, green is 4, 6, or some other combination. But whatever I do, this can't be purple because there are only 2 purple cells in each row, column, and box. This can't be orange. So this pair is either green or yellow in my scheme. This pair can't be orange or purple, or that would create 3 of that colour in the column. So that is either yellow or green. And then there's a knight's move thing. That cell sees those 2. So these 2 can't be the same. One of them is yellow and one of them is green. Now, is there something more helpful? Yes, I think I can tell exactly what colour this is. Have a think about that if you can't immediately. It's quite interesting, actually. So the 2 green cells see that cell, so this can't be the green pair. The 2 yellow cells, by knight's move and by ordinary Sudoku, both see that cell. So this couldn't be a yellow digit, or it couldn't fit into one of those 2. You see knight's move there? This couldn't be an orange digit. For the same reason, it sees both of those cells. So these can't both be yellow, they can't both be orange, and they can't both be green. And that is a purple pair. And both of those purples see this cell. So this can't be a purple pair, and it can't be a yellow pair, and it can't be an orange pair, because you'd have 3 oranges in row 5 or 3 yellows in row 6. So that's green as well, even though it's quite tight on this green. That is real. And now there's 2 greens in row 5. Isn't that gorgeous? So this one's yellow, and both of those yellows see that cell, so this one's green. Ah, this is definitely, by the way, very clearly how you are meant to do this puzzle, which wasn't clear to me at all before. Now, this one is doable now. It's not green, clearly. It's not orange, because that cell sees both oranges. And it's not purple, because that cell, again, sees both purples in its column. So this one is yellow, which may be a surprise, because that's yellow too. And that's going to put the 2 yellows in column 6 in these cells, but that's fine. Don't see why not. Now, this one, we've still got a couple more pairs on this long line to go. This one is not green, obviously. It's not purple, because that cell sees both purples. So it is orange or yellow. And this is the last pair. And this obviously isn't yellow. It's also not green or orange, because that would make 3 of the same in row 5. So that one is purple. Now what? This. Okay, I'm calling this extra digit red. It's something that is not in the green or the orange or purple or the yellow pair. This cell sees 2 greens, 2 oranges in the row, 2 yellows, 2 purples in the box. So it can't be any of those colours, and this is purple, 1 or 5. Oh, this is gorgeous. Right, where's red in this box? This is lovely, and I get what's going on here, and it's absolutely fabulous. That red cell sees all of these cells. So red is in one of those 2. Now, I don't know which one, but I do know that red is now not in those cells because of the red here, and it's not in those cells because of the red here, and therefore red is not 1, because 1 must appear on this group of cells, which add up to 10 or 11. Isn't that absolutely fantastic? I mean, applause for Star Origami for that. Red is therefore 5, and then we can do the maths on the central box. Subtract 5 from 45, divide by 4. All of these pairs add up to 10. And therefore this sector adds up to 10 as well, and is 1, 2, 3, 4, which was proved because 5 couldn't be on it. And this sector adds up to 10. And that's quite interesting, because now we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple in the row. Everything else is 6, 7, 8, or 9. Now I didn't colour this finally. I wonder if I'm going to have to start finding high and low digits within these pairs. There's also this to go, which only adds up to 10. I mean, this is quite interesting. This cell can't be yellow because of those 2, purple because of those 2, look, they both see this, or red. So it's definitely green or orange. I don't know, I want to say it must be the low digit out of orange and green. I don't really know that, so I'm not going to say that. You could have a high digit in a 10 sum of 3. You can't in this one because it's got a 5 in. Now, that pair adds up to 5 because this lot adds up to 10 and this lot adds up to 15 between them. If that lot adds up to 5, this pair adds up to 5 as well. Oh, 5, by the way, is knight's move restricted in box 9 a bit. I was tempted to look at this and decide what colour, that it was an orange pair. That would be madness, it's on a different line. You suddenly get into this sort of mindset of thinking that every 2-cell line segment adds up to the same. It doesn't have to. I mean, it might add up to 10, in which case it would be double orange, but it might well not. Now, where am I? I haven't... Actually, there are things I can still do. So this digit, oh, I see. Where do the 2 purples go in this column? They're already in box 8, so they don't go there. So that's purple. And now these 3 are orange, the orange from row 5, column 5, and the 2 yellows. That one is not orange because it sees both of those oranges. So that is definitely yellow. And you see, that is different from this digit. I am going to give them a letter now, I think. That's what to do. Move in with the letters. I'm going to call this one A in yellow because it sees that by knight's move and it sees that. So yellow is A and B. And I'm beginning to sketch out which yellow cells in the grid are A and B. If I could find out that one of these couldn't be A or B, that would be great. I'm going to do this with the others. Let's do C and D for purple. D sees that cell. This one is seen by knight's move from the D in box 4. Now, I haven't got much orange going on, so maybe we'll leave orange. I'll do green, E and F in green. That's E, that's F, that's a knight's move away from that, E, that's F. If this is green, it's F. And there's a green F in one of those two. There's a green E in one of those two. They both see that, but that doesn't matter because it's already seen by an E. Now D, purple D, can't be in those cells. It has to be here. I mean, this is how we're going to have to do this puzzle from now on. C in this row is in one of those cells. Purple C. And green F is in one of those two. And then there's two oranges to place. I haven't got much going with oranges. Can I use the 1, 2, 3, 4 in some way? If they were all seeing a particular letter, that letter couldn't be low. I'm not seeing that happen either. Oh, this is so confusing. A, F, E, B, C, D. Okay, I'm sorry. I should have done this before. I'm going full digit. Where the trouble with that is then I don't have the opportunity to pencil mark these cells. Oh, I don't know. Let's BA. This is so that I can then part digit things. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Right, those are what I know out of A, B, C, D, E, and F. Ah, no, this is... No, it's not. No, I was thinking those two both see the central cell. But I already know that one of those two is the central cell. Anyway, D is in one of those two cells, and this is why I've done that, so I can corner mark it up there. 5, I don't know, it's somewhere up here. G and H, which are the two oranges, one of them is over there. Shall I let, yeah, I might as well label G and H, just go for it. One of those is a G. So in fact, that is D and G, and that forces 5 to be in one of these cells with H. There. And down here we have E and 8. No, H, A, B, C, E and F. These two are E and F. They're both green. Oh, I should have seen that coming. Right, that's not red. That is therefore red and is 5. Interesting. Sorry, I've been a bit slow there. That's a 5. This is not a 5. This is the low digit out of E and F. These two are B and G. And these two are E and F, and that must be H. I don't know why this is doable with colours. Now, that couldn't be H, but it could be G. And that couldn't be B, as yellow. Ah, that's interesting. So, if this is yellow, it's A on top of B. If it's orange, it's H on top of G. So this is A or H up here. And that digit must then go in one of these three, but it could be low. In fact, it is low. How do I know that's low? Because it's on a pair with a 6, 7, 8 or 9. I do think I'm in danger of my two types of pencil mark utterly conflicting and even confusing me. But it's a chance we have to take sometimes. A, D, F, E, C. B is in one of those two. It can't be there by knight's move. G and H. This also can't be G, but that means it is H or 5. Yeah, I think that's right. It's not that, well, it would be helpful if I knew that was an H. We'd be away. Right, let me just try and figure out. Now, 5 sees those cells. So in this cage, 5 is in one of these places. And in this cage, one of these 3. Maybe I need to think about the other line segment, this 3-cell line segment. Or the fact that G by knight's move sees those 2. So G must be in one of these. I don't know. It's very difficult to work out what's what. One of these 4 cells is purple D or C. If purple D is the low digit, it's one of those. If purple C is the low digit, it's going to have to be there. Yeah, neither of these can be purple because they both see that D, and one of them sees that C and the other one sees that. So these are not purple. I don't want to mark that, but it's sort of interesting. Okay, what I will mark is that one of these is purple. It can only be one, because these are both low digits. So in fact, amongst the green low digits, amongst the low digits, we've had green there, either yellow or red here. Purple in one of these 2, and yellow or red in, yellow or orange. Why did I say yellow or red? Yellow or orange in the other one here. I almost think there's something else I can get out of that, but I don't know what it is. D actually is in one of those 3 cells by... Oh, C by knight's move cannot be there from here or in those, and from here it can't be in those. C is definitely in one of these 2. And then C is in one of those 2, and they both see that cell, which can't be C, so that one is C and is purple. And I've only achieved that by knight's move and kind of elimination. That's difficult to get. A, D, C, E, F. So this is... I don't know, maybe it helps with this line that there's a C there. I don't see how it helps. It means there can't be another C on the line anywhere. Well, this all got very sticky. And I still don't know if C is low or high. This line is going to be the... Well, no, there's also this to tell me about low and high somehow, if I can work out what it's telling me. This is green or orange, so it's F, G, or H. That seems right. And whatever it is doesn't go in those cells. So this green or orange goes in one of those. In this row, I only have green and orange left. Oh, this is definitely orange. It sees 2 yellow and purple in its row, 2 green in its box, and it sees red in its row. That's orange. This pair is an orange and green pair. And this pair is an orange and green pair and includes E. This pair includes F. So now F can't be in those cells. Head beginning to get blown off by the complications of this. I still think I want to think about this, but I don't probably have enough information. I mean, I do know it can't have a C or E on it. I don't think I know enough else about it. No, I don't think so. Oh, okay. This A sees all the low digits. That's quite interesting. The low yellow digit is B. I mean, that might be quite interesting. I don't really know. Yes, here's where that's really interesting. Like A sees all of those and A sees that one. So A is not 1, 2, 3 or 4. Therefore, this is not A because that's the low digit in this pair. So this is not yellow. This is an orange pair and that's definitely an H. H is now low in orange. So H, it was certainly not sitting there. So this is not orange because H is the low orange. And this is the low digit. So that's definitely yellow. This is definitely orange and is G. And B is here. B is low in yellow. Well, this is interesting. So we're beginning to get some idea. Oh, I could put B in that. Oh, now my markings are getting confusing. I know that B is the low yellow. I know that orange is the low H and is in one of these cells. I don't know whether the low green is E or F, and I don't know whether the low purple is C or D, although I thought I was getting more information about C and D than anything else at one point, but that sort of petered out. So, what I do know is that B is low and H is low. Now, is that informing anything? Not really. Well, this line can't have an H on. The only place it could have a B on is here. Oh, look, C. That C sees these cells and these ones. So C in box 3 is in one of those two. Then it's in one of those two in row 3. D. Wow, where's D in row 3? It's not in those two because of this AD pair. That would rule it out of both of those. It could be here, but otherwise it's over here. I don't know, I just find that quite interesting. Ah, this D and that D, do they rule out all of those cells? They do. This D sees all of those ones. This one sees all of those ones. D is in one of these two cells, and therefore C isn't. D is the low purple digit. That is not C. This is a DH pair. That's B, and this is E or F. I don't know which is the low green digit, but I do know for all the other colours. This is now C, which is 6, 7, 8 or 9. And this is where my scheme has gone a bit wrong, because when I write the big C in that, I've lost the 6, 7, 8 and 9. Oh, well, never mind. Maybe we're getting close. Maybe if I keep these marked, I know that D and H are low, B is low, and I still have to find the low green digit. But the D and H are, I know the colours, they are purple and orange. So these two are green and yellow. Oh, what's that telling me? There's one yellow up here. But I don't know how, I don't know if that's one of each. These are green and yellow, and B is the low yellow. So B is in one of these cells. And either E or F. So B is then in one of those two. Oh, goodness. I wonder if I'm making a huge meal of a fairly straightforward puzzle. I don't know. I might be. G is in one of those two, just because it can't be in these by knight's move. This DH pair, that's interesting. And this is definitely B. E and F both see that cell, which also sees GCHD5B. hang on, E, F, G, C, H, D, 5, B. Does that only leave A? I'm going to go through all the letters. It could be A, it can't be B, it can't be C, it can't be D. I'm talking about this cell. It can't be E or F, which are both there. It can't be G or H. This is A. Bizarro world. Okay, that's A. I could have just looked at where does A go in this box and I would have done that. Bother, bother, bother. Now, one of these two is A. And since C and D are there, we've had all orange and purple. The other one of these two is green, E or F from row 8, column 5. So the third one of those is in one of these two cells. Don't know. Now, G and H both see that, so it can't be orange. A and B are both marked in this box, so it's not yellow. There are two purples marked. So this isn't orange, yellow, or purple. It's also not red on the Knight's move. So this cell is green. E or F. I mean, it's a good finding, but does it do anything? It doesn't tell me it's definitely that one. No, it doesn't. It tells me it's not this. That's G, isn't it? Oh, that's G. This is powerful. Where's G in row 7 then? It's got to be here. This is G. It's not 5. This is 5. Now, 5's in one of those two. I'm going to mark that. And one of these three, maybe 5's not very helpful. A in the final column has to be there. That one sees that by Knight's move. A's in the corner. Then it's in one of these two. What happened there? A is in one of those two. And we know, no, but A is in one of those two and those two. That's an X-wing. That uses up the A's in columns 1 and 2. So that's definitely A in column 3. Wow. I don't know if this is meant to be how we're meant to do the puzzle. It's all I've really got going on. So I'm carrying on. One of those two is an F. One of these two is an E. H, though, can't be there, so that's definitely F or G. H is in one of these three, and they do all see this cell, which can't be H. Let's have a quick look at this. Can't be A, B, E, or C, or H, or G. But I think that leaves D and F and 5. Mind is getting frazzled by all the various possibilities at the moment. I'm going to have to work out this line. Oh no, I haven't done this line. Now, the low digits are B, D, H, and one of the greens. This has got to have 2 low digits on it. And they are B, D, H, and one of the greens. Is there anything excluded? Not really, not yet. Bother. I might be missing something very blatant. This, oh, it can't be C. Oh, goodness, there's something quite blatant. That's C, that's purple, that's now purple, that's C, this isn't C. These two might include a green or a yellow, depending what that is. Same here, we've got a green or a yellow to go and another purple D. Well, that's an X-wing on D's. That's quite interesting. Right, D Can't be here. So the D in column 3 is in one of those two, and they both see that cell, which must be G. So that's D. One of these two is the purple D. That's G. That's now orange. G in this box is in one of those cells. These two both see that one. So G's in one of those three. I mean, I say that as though it might be helpful. It seems very unlikely that it will be. This, however, is also G or H. Wow, if that was G, that would place G in box 1 here. Would also place G in row 4 here. Let's just see what happens to G in this circumstance. The last one would go in here on the line. But G is the high digit. Oh, that would be very interesting here on the line. G would have to be 6 or 7. And that's all if this was a G. C is a high digit as well. These two would both be high. And that's high. Something in this group trio has to be low. It's not there. I'm pretty sure that's right. If these were all high, minimum, I mean including 5 as high, there would be 5, 6, 7. That's 18. These two can't add up to 18. So there is a low digit in this grouping and it's not there. At least one of these two is a low digit. And the candidates for low digits are D, H, B and one of the greens. Now we can't have H here. We could have D, although only there, I think. In fact, there is a D in one of those two cells. That's definite. I should have really marked that when I worked it out earlier. There's a D in one of those two. That's what purple's doing up here. Oh no, I've got a problem. No, I haven't. I've got a simple solution to my problem. Where's B in column 3? That is B in column 3 is the answer. It's the only place it can go. So this is definitely D in column 3. That can't be H. Hasn't been able to be for ages. I just didn't notice that changing. That's red. This is... We've known that's G for a while. That's fine. Okay. Now, B there, this is B. B is a low digit. Oh, it's also now not G here. I mean, I know that's obvious once it's B, but that mattered because this being G was going to force that to be G and that to be G, and now there'd be nowhere for G in box 2. Box 3, I mean. So this is not G. That's quite complicated. This is H. This is G in the row, definite. So I can colour it in a second. This is now F in the row. These are E and H in some order. And they both see this cell, which can no longer be H. And it doesn't mean I can colour it. It's F or G. Bother. But in this row we've got B and G and I can't decide between them. That H is putting H in one of those 3. D and A. I still can't decide between E and F. That's handicapping me. Oh, there's a D in one of those two. A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3. Do, re, mi. That's how easy drop bear can be. Right, H and C are a low digit. Ooh, a low digit on the small part and a high digit. absolute max for those two is 4 and 9. That is 13. Now these three, what is the minimum for these three? 4 and 9 there. I need to know more about what they are. Bother. If that was a 5, 5 and 6 only lets that be 1 or 2. If this was a red 5, we are really in business on this line. We're down to 1 degree of freedom. But I cannot rule on that yet. G can't be in those cells. Oh, I can place G in this box. That G sees all of those. That pair of BG sees both of those. So this is G in box 1. Oh, now I can write this digit in. This is huge. That is an F. Why is that huge? Because now I know that F is not the low digit in green. So that is F. That is F. There's an F in one of those two cells. E is the low digit in green. Oh, and look, up here I've got FB and something, and F is the high digit. That is 6 or 7. These two are 1, 2 or 1, 3. Oh, goodness. B is 1, 2 or 3, therefore. And there's a 1 in one. Now, this is a low digit that is E, B, D or H. And it can't be B. It can't be this one. Can I sort out this pair? Yes, there's an E in this pair. That's not green. This is B and E, isn't it? That's H. That's E. I may have done this in the most convoluted way possible. If so, I'm very sorry. It's the only way I can find to do the puzzle. Now I can place E in box 3. That's just by Sudoku, frankly. Then there's going to be an E in one of those cells. Fine. Now, this is not green or yellow low. It's either orange low or purple low, and it's the same as this digit. And it's not H, because they both, 5 and H both see that. So this is definitely D, and it's definitely here. These are both orange Ds. Right, how am I going to show that? Because now I'm losing the facility to say what. D is 1, 2 or 3 there, so it's 1, 2 or 3 here. This is definitely... No, this isn't H. What am I doing? What am I doing? I've said orange. It's D. It's purple, you muppet. This one is the orange one. This is H. Either H or E is the 4, by the way. I bet it's H for this line. Now, maybe we can get that line going in a moment. We've got B and E here that I can't separate. I just need to keep doing numbers and letters. Right. H in this row is here by knight's move. This is 5, red cell. A, B, E, H, F, 5, C, D, and G. This is a CG pair now. Pretty sure about that. And this is D. Yes, that is right. CBG, FAD. 5 reaches that cell by knight's move. Knight face still doing his job, and indeed in red for once. H is orange. That is red. That is the 5. That can't be a 5. This is the 5. This is red. And that is the last 5. And it's on my line down there. Just what I wanted. Right. I'll get to that in a moment. This is E. I'm just spotting things that I can still do. E is green, isn't it? These two are H and F now. B and G here have been resolved, surely. Going to keep the colouring going just for completionists, not because I think it actually helps anymore. A and D, yes, Knight's Move does those. A, D, lovely, lovely, jubbly. A goes yellow. H has actually sorted out H and F if I would only spot it at the top. That's orange, that's green. Now, coming down this column, we've got A, B, E still to place. A has to be at the bottom. That is A. That one isn't. A is the colour yellow. B and E in these two cells, and Knight's Move tells me which way round they go, and now I'm just trying to be slow and careful at this point. I mean, I haven't exactly sped through the puzzle at any point. That's now D. Is it? Yes, it is. It is. I've got it pencil marked. Okay, now I can put in B and E and colour them properly. Hope I've got that right. Have I got every cell in the grid coloured? That's G. That's C. Now I will have every cell in the grid coloured. Now. Okay, now I'm going to do the numbers, and this might not take, if I can get these right without panicking about what is what, this might not take very long. That's G. I just need to label up what these digits are down here. That one is, yes, I'm going to use the bottom row as basically the indexing row where we find out what digits are what. So, now I have to make this balance, and I've got C and D add up to 10 between them. But this is high, so these two add up to at least 11. H is low, but C is high, so the maximum is 4 and 9, 13. If that happened, this would be a 1 because of the CD pair. 4, 9, 5, 1, and that would be 7. Okay, that is valid and possible. That would make that 7, D would be 1, and B would become 2. Okay, that really looks like it is happening. If D was 2, this would have to go 5, 2, 6. If D was, and that would get that to 13, but C would be an 8 because of D being 2. And that won't work. If this went 5, 2, you'd have to use a 6 to keep this down to 13, but already you're keeping this down to 12 by making C 8, and H can be no more than 4. So D is definitely 1. So I can now do that throughout the grid. Say D is 1. Then its partner C in purple, which obviously adds to 10 on the 2 cell line segments, is 9. Now, up here, I don't know, F is 6 or 7 and B is 2 or 3 because F is high. So F is 6 or 7. I think I'm just going to pencil mark that as such. No, maybe I can still work it out here. If F is 6, H is 3. Then G is 7. If F is 7, 13, H is 4, and G is 6. So F and G are always 6 and 7. Oh, there's got to be somewhere where, oh, it's going to matter here, isn't it? If F and G, green and orange, were 6 and 7, hang on, I worked out that this pair added up to 5 earlier. That's how to do it. Yeah, this pair, this line adds up to 10, and we can't have a 1 on those. So those two are 2 and 3. And H is 4. That's how to do this. Right. H is 4. And H goes with G, which is 6 now. And now F has to be 7 to be on this line. The B is a 2 to make this line in box 3 work. E is a 3 because that's the only low digit that's left. This line does work, 13 equals 13, and A has become an 8, and that completes the puzzle. There we go. Fantastic puzzle. That really is entertaining stuff. So I'm sorry I didn't do it on Australia Day. I see the puzzle has been out for 234 days, so it wasn't exactly made for Australia Day. It's a very clever little koala. Tough stuff, actually, for me. For once, I do think there could be a lot of quicker ways to achieve that, but I'm not sure. You know, I did it my way. I'm happy enough with that. We will see you again soon on the channel. Thank you for watching as always, and bye for now.